Hi, it's Dr. Barn. I love me some histology. We're going to talk about bone, the periosteum, and endosteum. Stem is comprised of connective tissue. It has actually two layers, which we'll talk about in more detail later on. It functions mainly as a communication where the tendon will merge with the collagen fibers of the periosteum, as well as the outer surface of the long bones. The composition of the periosteum, mentioned earlier, it's twofold. The outer layer is comprised of dense connective tissue. The inner layer has connective tissue, but also contains the key osteoprogenitor cells. When these cells are stimulated, they will divide, such as when it occurs when there's bone fractures or some type of bone remodeling and healing. It's very important to mention the vascular supply of the bone. The vessels traverse through the bone from foramina to provide nutrition to the innermost parts of the bone. The bone lacks lymphatic vessels, and lymphatic drainage occurs mainly in the periosteal region. It's important to know that good blood supply is needed for bone maintenance and for healing and repair. One key clinical correlation that you will learn later on in second year is when someone has osteomyelitis, this can occur when infection spreads to the bone via the blood supply. Is a one-cell layer structure containing osteoprogenitor cells. When stimulated, they will also divide, and it will play a role in either fracture with bone remodeling and healing. Key locations of the endosteum is it lines the compact bone facing the marrow cavity, so it's the inner part of the compact bone, and it also covers the trabeculae outer surface there in the spongy bone region. There is centrifugal blood flow, meaning moving away from the center, and blood moves from the marrow cavity to the bone tissue, then out via the periosteal veins. So centrifugal blood flow pertains to the venous return. The periosteum and endosteum. The slide on the left shows again the periosteal connective tissue surface there, and just imagine there are two layers there. The outermost surface is the dense connective tissue, and the innermost surface would have your osteoprogenitor cells. The separation here is basically artifact when they are cutting into the tissue. The endosteal surface here, you have your compact bone, and on the innermost portion is the endosteal surface, which faces the marrow cavity. Here is an image of the trabecular bone on the right hand side. So this is your spongy cancellous type of bone in the bony trabecular regions. So the green outline here is where you would have that endosteal region, which is comprised of your osteoprogenitor cells and your osteoblasts. So this is just to compare the location. You have your periosteum, two layers, right, on the outer surface of the long bone, and then your endosteum, which are these cells here that are lining the bony trabeculae, separating the bone trabeculae from the marrow surface. So here you have your osteoclast, you can have your osteogenic cells or your osteoblast, right? So those are what we call your endosteal cells. Half of this lecture. On that note, please contact me if you have any questions or need clarifications, and I will see you at the next lecture. Thank you. Bye!